check my broadcast settings. I don't even remember if I fucking put, yeah, broadcast settings. Okay, so, anyways, what's going on YouTube? Your boy Chronic here again. Same live stream, pretty much as we've been doing. We're trying to 100% this game. Microphone down. We are trying to 100% this game, which will include, or which pretty much means the trophies. That being said, we're essentially trying to clear out all the locations on the map and do every other trophy related item, which is pretty much just a lot of random weird things at this point, like selling 100 trinkets all at once, which is why every live stream you see me go into my inventory section over here and like I kind of like do this because I'm counting them. I believe I'm up to like 50 something at this point. It's like surprisingly time consuming. I feel that I probably would have been done at this point, if not really, really close to being done, if I saved every single trinket from the time I started the game. But until I like started really wanting to get a hold of doing this trophy, I would just sell everything, all my unnecessary items. So that's where we're at with the trinkets. They're not easy to fucking get a hold of, and you can't buy them, so we're pretty much here at this point. We're at 70. We need 30 more. And then aside from that being one of the random ones, another one is 15 underwater locations. Then we have the one for like doing the hermit locations, which I believe consist of the locations where you have to find a place to rest. And then I think the only really weird off-putting one would be to see like bugs raining from the sky, but I never spend enough time out in the desert to hit that hallucination. I usually will get one or two of the other ones. In fact, truth be told, up until I beat the like straight the fuck up until I beat the actual game, I didn't see one hallucination, not one. I didn't spend that much time in the desert, I guess, or I would get into some shade or whatever. Like I'm not really sure what the like statistics and everything, how the hallucination system works. I don't know if you have to be in direct sunlight. I don't know if you getting into cover breaks it, like realistically, like gives your mind a break from the fucking sun rays, or if you get into cover like in a bush or something. I'm sure if you get into water that counts, but yeah, up until I beat the game I hadn't seen a hallucination. And then the ones that I have seen would be like the burning bush. One time I saw the camel that would keep fucking appearing in different locations. I don't think I've seen, fuck, what's his name? Fuck, Bayek's son. I can't remember his name right now. But we don't have too many left. And there's the one for completing the first Hippodrome tournament I haven't gotten. But like I said, the most time-consuming one is going to be completing all the locations, so that's what I've been doing right now. But when I got off this game last night, I was just thinking, like, this is a fucking just... It's just a really cool game because I could sit here for a couple hours and just do a couple locations, play for a couple hours in general, and like there's always so much to do. This is just such a fulfilling game. I can't even count how many different little fortress things that I've gone through, restricted areas. Like, these are fucking fun. And there's another one right there that I haven't even touched yet. Like, then before I signed off last night, I was thinking that I want to go do... I might give a break for this mountainy area because I'm kind of getting sick and tired of it. Scouring for one location, going to a fast travel, going hella far to that location, and rinse and repeat. I kind of want to come up to this area since it's all flatland and stuff like that, and I want to discover these locations up over here because there's a whole bunch of these facilities I haven't done yet that are for level 40 or 30. Same shit, doesn't really matter. Still, the enemies will be somewhat of a challenge, and like this area has a lot of fucking locations I haven't discovered yet. We're gonna come up to there next. I feel like that's what I want to do. Though since I'm here, I might as well finish these underwater locations. I'm gonna come back to this one. I haven't killed him yet. Okay. So I mean, like, see how I scavenged those little areas where there was no trinkets? They're really fucking hard to come across. Oh, I was gonna say I couldn't walk under that, but then I just barely noticed the fucking wood right there. I also like how much content is in this game because of the fact that, like, I can see me not being anywhere close to being 100% with this game by the time the DLC comes out. And, like, I've been buying stuff like these mounts and these weapon kits, which you will never see me do in any other game. Like, any other game I've live streamed, you don't see me buy shit like this. Even Just Cause 3, I never bought any of the extra weapons because there wasn't a point. The game wasn't that deep for me to do that. I mean, I got the DLC, but none of like the extra mech kits or anything like that. But like this one, a lot of the gear that I bought I'll be using for a long time to come by me 100%ing this game, and then when these DLC packs come out, it's weird that the boat comes to a complete stop like that, though. It should have kept going. Some other DLC I've been meaning to buy, thinking about it right now. I haven't even gone back to Dishonored. To be honest, the only reason why that game pissed me off the way that it did to where I haven't played it anymore or just finished it all is because I was trying to kill two birds in one stone, where I was going for a whole playthrough where I didn't get seen at all, and I didn't fucking kill anybody. And my God, let me tell you how annoying that is to do both at once, because it's a lot easier to do a playthrough where you're going around and not being seen, but you're able to murder everybody that you come across, and then vice versa, to where you're not killing anybody, but it doesn't matter if you get seen, because you could just sprint to the end and, like, rush through a lot of sections like that. But trying to do both at once was an extremely time-consuming process, and I got towards the end of the fucking game, and, like, the game ended up fucking, because I forgot to turn off the autosave like an idiot. So part of that was my fault, but, you know, part of that is fuck you for not optimizing your game a better way for that to not be an issue. But, yeah, essentially it ended up auto-saving on me to where, fuck, how do I explain, like, I was on, the video's there, so it shows it better than I can explain it, but long story short, I had a guy picked up and he was unconscious, and I was going to go lay him down. He was either unconscious when I picked him up and I went to lay him down, or when I knocked him out, he fell into a fucking, like a wooden beam or something like that. He broke it, just because the way the physics are in the game, when the person falls into shit like that, like, they break the wood and everything like that. So he broke it and he ended up dying. Well, I didn't know that he died from that, because there's no indication that you killed the person, and, like, I was under the assumption that I knocked him out and he was knocked out. So I fucking progress a little further, or I pretty much progress until, no, not the end of the level. I progressed like a good, like, 2 or 3 minutes, and then I stopped and paused to check to see if I had killed anybody, and it showed that somebody had died. So I went back out to the dude and noticed he was fucking dead, and by the time I tried to reload my save, he had already, or it overridden my fucking save to where, like, I couldn't go back. I would have to have restarted, I think, like an hour or 2 hours worth of gameplay. And at the time, I wasn't willing to accept that, but being that it's been like 4 or 5 months since I've played it, I don't mind getting to skip ahead like 3 or 4 hours worth of gameplay. But I also need to play Death of the Outsider. And I will go back and finish Not a Hero DLC in Resident Evil 7. I didn't abruptly stop that because I didn't like it or something frustrated me. It's just because I haven't played hardcore VR like that in so long. Like, when I first got VR, you have to remember that I, every day, played it. Whenever I got sick, I would stop myself for a bit, but then I would go back in and play some more. I would eat something, get some water, and then go back in and play, and have a fan sitting in front of me, and all kinds of shit, until I broke myself into being able to play. And then one of the main games that broke me into it was Windlands VR, because that's essentially Spider-Man in virtual reality. You're web-slinging around, and you, like, once you get into it, there's a lot of quick head movement and everything like that, and, like, you trying to get onto certain areas really fast and fluidly, so that'll break you in real well. And from then on out, I was just used to virtual reality and being able to play, like, hardcore games of it, and I would have been able to sit through an entire session of Doom VR, VFR, the same way I was able to do with Farpoint, sit through like a whole session of that. So I just have to get myself used to it again. Yeah, there's gonna be like non-stop hours worth of gameplay like I do with this type of shit. Anyways, back to it, and enough with the rambling. Um, Something else I really, 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 really have been wanting to address is the fact that ever since this channel's been started, I haven't done anything really but PS4 gameplay. I don't have a capture card for anything else. I want to invest in the right capture card, and I want to do some due diligence research on all of that. Um, and as far as like the collection videos goes, I want to have my own solid place where I have my game room set up, or it doesn't have to be set up because I want to record the videos of me setting said game room up. So that way there's always that documentation of, you know, when it was at the beginning and then later on and later on and later, like that type of shit. But um, it is coming. I haven't forgotten about any of that. It's not something I'm not going to do. I'm not saying I am and that I'm just never going to do it because PS4 live streaming is easier than doing anything else. Yeah, everyone's in for a real fucking treat once I get the capture card set up and everything's going. Like I said, I have a vast fucking collection of games. I have over 400 Xbox 360 games now, and a lot of those include a lot of the like really bad ones and the rare ones, like a lot of the ones that you'll see on like the top 10 lists of worst Xbox 360 games or glitchiest or funniest or fucking the rarest. Like I have those ones. I have Ride to Hell Retribution and fuck, what else? Vampire Rain. What was it? Fucking Empire Rain. Uh, Shit. I'm drawing blanks here because Dark, that's what it's called. Dark. Have all of the Dead Space games, Dark Souls. I've never played Dark Souls either, any of them, so I feel that would be real funny to watch me try to play it the first time through and get angry. All around, I have a lot of games that would be interesting to, you know, do gameplay on and let's plays and playthroughs and trying to complete achievements and trophies on them. Sadly, I can't do any of my Nintendo content for you. I mean, I have the 64, NES, SNES. I have a Genesis. I'm pretty sure I'd be able to do gameplay for that, but Nintendo's really fucking strict on their gameplay shit. I have Wii U, 3DS, regular DS games that can be played on the 3DS games. I have Game Boy Advance games. And I have a Game Boy Advance SP, but I don't have a charger for it, so and the battery's almost dead as well, so I haven't fucking used it at all, and I don't know if you can capture card or